And welcome back to the channel. With me today is Mr. Clayton. And before we get into anything, be sure to smash that like button and do consider subscribing if you haven't already. But Clayton, how are you first of all?
Oh, I'm doing well, Shauny. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm just excited for Premier League to be back. Obviously, we're not playing the first week; we are playing next week. But yeah, I'm actually very excited. I'm gonna be watching all the Premier League games. But it's not the same when your team isn't playing. But yeah, we'll get there. We'll get this. Match reactions, match previews, all of that stuff will be back very, very soon. League starts next week. So yeah, but we must go on with the show. And today, few discussion points. Our kids, Mason Greenwood, international performances. And then I have a little like well, not really a game, more like a prediction and what you think will happen in the first few games of our season. And then yeah, so let's get into it. First of all, Clayton, let's talk. Right, you and I have been talking obviously off the show, off air, about Manchester United's third kit. Now, for me
Oh,
personally, it's disgusting. Listen, if any of you guys like it, by all due means, everyone has a different opinion, everyone has different taste. But for me personally, that is disgusting. That is one of the worst third kicks I've ever seen. I think Adidas they are shameful. I'm more of a Nike guy, anyways, but the Adidas was ridiculously bad. I don't like that kit at all. I think they could have done much better. It looks like a zebra. That's what we look like. We look like a zebra. It's ridiculous. The only way that kid's gonna grow on me is you put Jaden Sancho in it. Then maybe all of a sudden it looks a little bit better. But specifically on the kit, Clayton. For me, it's disgusting. Like I said, what are your thoughts when you see first seen it? Well, obviously we knew the leak, so when it was official, what do you think?
oh, it's terrible. It has not grown at me at all, and it's only gotten worse. In all honesty, I think with the combination, the shorts have the exact same pattern. It's
Oh, yeah.
even worse with that. Like when I saw Beck's wearing them with the black sweatpants, I was like, okay, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. But then I saw the pants come up as well. It's like, okay, nope, nope,
Yeah.
terrible,
I
terrible.
do know that United said that the pants won't be the same though. Like the zebra pattern pants is only available for the fans. The players are gonna wear just plain white, which it makes the shirt look better, definitely, because those shorts are worse than the pants. If you haven't seen them, I don't recommend you checking them out. I think you're wasting your time. Unless you're into that, unorthodox, more how can I say, very unique style, then it can be for you. Listen, I don't hate people who like it, obviously. Like I said, all have different tastes, but for me, that's not it. And in general, just speaking on the kits in general, I didn't really like our home kit, and I don't really like. Okay, our away kit isn't so bad. I don't mind it. It's a but I wish like it was more pure black than it looks like blackish green. So yeah, and and your thoughts on the other kits, lady. What do you think about those? Do you fancy any? Would you get any of them?
So the home kit for me is really nice. It's grown on me a lot. With the first leaks, I was a bit put off by it, but the more I saw it, the more I definitely started to like it. I think it's a unique idea, but I think United have gone very much for a fashion over anything else. Yeah, they want to be out there. They want to be somewhat street fashionable, and it's just I think it's turned into a mess with the third kit, but the other two aren't bad at all. And I do think it's closer to a more fashionable kit than just a normal football kit.
Mm. I still think they could have done better though.
Yeah,
Like I
they
don't
definitely.
know. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I'm just trying to think of past United kits that I really like. Obviously, there's a lot, but like like the '07, '08 United kit always reminds me. But maybe that I'm just thinking because we won titles also and stuff back then. So obviously, if we will somehow win the Premier League in that zebra T-shirt, by all means, that shirt is gonna go down as one of the greats. But until then, for me, it's just not it. And that's just my opinion. But moving on to bigger matters other than kits and Man United. Mason Greenwood. Yeah. I know everyone's been wanting me to talk about this because I'm Mason Greenwood's father. I'm his dad. It's my son. Yes, yes, yes. My boy was in trouble. Not only him. Let me emphasize this. It wasn't only Mason Greenwood. It was Phil Foden as well. If you guys haven't heard already, somehow, the story is that Mason Greenwood and Phil Foden was kicked out of the England national team because they breached COVID rules and basically snuck in two girls, to
Mm.
do the business. You guys know what I mean. I don't have to go into too much. Yeah, I don't have to go into too much detail. If you don't know what I mean, you're too young, anyways, and that's not It's not my place to teach you those things. But yeah, basically they're doing a madness, and my initial thoughts were that I wouldn't make it a big deal. Like I said, I could be biased. I'm saying let me know if I'm being too biased on my opinion, but I wouldn't make it a big deal. I think Foden and Mason Greenwood are extremely young, pretty wealthy, and yeah, they're charming boys. I mean, you're a superstar. They are superstars. They are normal women, but they are superstars. They are public figures. They're role models. And when you're young, you have that type of money. I don't really blame them for what they've done. Like I said, when you're 18 years old and stuff like that, at that age, it's a madness. There's definitely other people who would have done the same at that age. It's just unfortunate because you are Mason Green, because you are full Foden, that you have a responsibility to hold, and you have rules to follow for your team, and it's just a disappointment. And it's at the end of the day, it's just embarrassing on both of them. It's just embarrassing, and I just hope. What I would say if I was Ollie, if I was Ollie Gunnar Solskjaer, I'd bring Mason Greenwood back, and I'll be like, listen, you're young. I understand why you did this or whatever. I don't agree with it. You should have known that this was stupid. You should have known that this was immature, and you should have never done it in the first place. Learn from this, but all the press is going to be against you and stuff. But don't worry about them. Do what you do best, and that's on the football field. Just shut everyone's mouth on the football field. You do what you do. All of that stuff is in the past. You'll learn from it. Do whatever you need to do. Suffer the repercussions if you have to go for what they call disciplinary hearing, or I don't know what else they have to do. Whatever the repercussions is, just follow them. Do what it is, pay the fine or whatever. Come back stronger next season and learn from this. And don't worry about it. You're young. This will all move. It'll all move on. And what I will say is, my final views on it. It's not the first we've heard of footballers do this. We've seen Wayne Rooney do this. We've seen John Terry. We've seen Ryan Giggs. It's a footballer. We've even seen George Best. I've seen lots of tweets saying that's my number 11. Listen. I understand those tweets why people are backing Mason, but come on, sometimes you just got to be a little bit unbiased in the view. And I think those certain tweets my striker for these type of things, it's a bit childish. But I understand the banter at the end of the day. I understand the banter, and at the end of the day, like I said, I don't think it's that serious. And Mason just needs to learn. It's very immature, unprofessional, and should never happen again. But yeah, that's just what it is. And what were your thoughts when the Mason Greenwood and Phil Foden story came up?
Yeah, I mostly agree with you with this. It's just a case of, I think that at the end of the day, they are young, but the COVID rules can put the entire team at jeopardy. If something happens and someone tests positive, England
that's the big danger with it.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, I understand why there are repercussions for it. I understand why some people are taking it a lot more seriously than the banter guys. It's just a different situation that we're not exactly used to. So I don't think it's exactly fair to compare them to the Wayne Rooney's, John Terry's, Giggsy's, Besties. It's a different situation completely, where in the midst of something very unique that could literally it's not the case of them hooking up with someone just because they're young and it's going to happen inevitably. Like I said, charming young men, they're superstars. They're going to want to be doing that at the end of the day. It's just a case of the COVID regulations should be followed at safety.
Yeah, if you look at it the other hand, now we can look back and laugh on it probably one day. But let's just say one of those girls did test positive for coronavirus. So Mason Greenwood tested positive for coronavirus. He had to train alone yesterday in training because of the risk and the testing. But let's just say one of them did get coronavirus or something, COVID, and they got really ill after that. I mean, then all of a sudden it's not looking like a jokey situation, is it? So yeah. I think I could also put my hands up at first. I did have a bit of a laugh about it, and then I realized, actually, this is a big problem, obviously, because of that. And like I said, I would, it's easy to say I would have done it if I was in a position, because I'd be so grateful. But like I said, when you're at 18 years old, you make mistakes as a kid, and yeah, we just gotta be grateful that nothing really bad happened, nothing too dangerous happened, and yeah, Mason Greenwood should be fine, and I'm sure Mason Greenwood will bounce back from this. I don't think it's going to affect him at all. I think, He's a star boy at the end of the day. As long, I just hope he keeps humble and he doesn't do more of these stupid things. This guy has got the potential to be whatever he wants in the world. He could be the world's best footballer. He just needs to stay grounded and keep at it and just don't be involved in that side of the press. If you're in the press, be for good reasons. You bagged the hat trick at Old Trafford last week. Or be like even Marcus Rashford, who's doing great things off the field. Off the field. I was gonna say and on the field, but at the end of the we won't speak about on the field yet. But yeah, look at Marcus Rashford. Great, that is a great role model there. But I digress. Speaking of Mason Greenwood, we'll just keep on Mason Greenwood because the next thing I want to talk about is specifically the certain United players' performances during international break. Now, I know you because you've been away and you haven't been at home. You haven't been able to watch much of them. But I've watched every game that the United players basically been played on. I've recorded it. I watched highlights again, just to make sure my boys are okay basically and see how they are for next season. And obviously, we'll start off with Greenwood. Greenwood, he could play one game until he was suspended, and he basically came off the bench. What I will say about that game on Mason Greenwood's overall international performance, what I seen was Gareth Southgate is a plonker, first of all. He's a big fraud who should never be in that managerial position for England because he's just a clown. He's just a clown in a waistcoat. That's what he is. He's a clown in a waistcoat. But anyways, that game was dead. That game was so dead. Mason Greenwood comes on, instant impact. He starts doing his little step overs. He looks instantly like a dead again from that right wing position. And then his step over comes in, and then he puts in a lovely ball. I can't remember how it goes on, but basically he was in there how they won the penalty. Sterling scores the penalty. They 1-0 up. They nearly conceded, but that could have been a shocker because they conceded a penalty on the other end. But Mason Greenwood was the difference. I think Mason Greenwood was the difference, and he looked really good. So, Clayton, just a summary of what you thought of Greenwood's short but brief international performance.
I agree with you. I do think Southgate made a mistake in not starting him in the first place. I don't think Kane exactly fits into that system anyway as well. Because from what I heard and saw a little bit of, Kane didn't look that good during the England game at all. He just didn't look good at all. And Greeny should have come on a long time ago, or even just started up top for them. Because he is that will make an impact regardless of the game.
Yeah. The three players that stood out for me in that specific game, the first England game we watched, was Greenwood, Foden, and Jadon Sancho, obviously. So those were the three guys who stood out for me. The rest were, they were so dead. Those tactics were dead. I hate watching England. And I like England. I really do like England. I would love them to win something. But that manager is dead. That team is dead. That team selection is horrible. It's just ridiculous. And then, that's Greenwood's, right? And then move on to my number 9. Anthony Martial. He got called up for his national team after a very long time. I don't even know how long. Maybe I don't have the facts right, but it's been a very long time. It's been a long time coming. Some would say that Jose Mourinho costed Anthony Martial a World Cup medal. I'm just saying, costed Anthony Martial a World Cup medal. But that's in the past. Tony came back into the France squad. Again, he was on the bench. As soon as he came on, the first game, he won a penalty. They scored the penalty, they won the game. Second game comes, he starts, gets an assist and a goal. Now, Anthony Martial last season was one of the best performances we've seen from him in a United shirt. And we've seen what we want as United fans from our number 9 as a striker at Manchester United. And, just judging on his international performance before the league resumes again for us, that's very inspiring because, to see Anthony Martial win a penalty and then get a goal and an assist in these 2 games for France is just, it looks sharp. He looks like he's ready. And, I'm just so proud of Anthony Martial. And I think that this guy will continue to improve. And I think he's going to shock a lot of people more and more because, the old haters became fans and now we need new haters. But what do you think on our boy Anthony Martial?
Oh, it was really good. I'm just very proud of him. I do think he stepped up and was trying to take that starting spot from Giroud or take the spot as a secondary striker like he played for France in the last game. I do think he's really, really working hard, and I do think he's only going to go up from here. I think this is very much a benchmark for his intent for the rest of the season. That he's going to go up and just way beyond what we saw last season. I think he's only going to improve. I think he's going to become a lot more lethal, and I do think he's going to link up play a lot more. I just think he's going to be the player we need at the end of the day.
No, yeah, I agree. Like I said, if you haven't checked already, check our Premier League predictions, our last video that came out. But we said I said Anthony Martial, if he doesn't get injured, he could be top goal scorer, right below maybe Timo Werner. But if he doesn't get injured, heck, he could possibly even win the Golden Boot for this season. So yeah, we'll just have to see that. But do check out that video if you haven't already. It's an absolute banger, definitely some bold predictions as well. But yeah, just on to finish on Martial, great performance. I've got no complaints. He looked amazing in his international, and I can't wait till he's back at United and doing what he does best. And then moving on to the next one, Bruno Fernandes, obviously, our Portuguese Magnifico. He was also amazing in the international break. He looked very creative. I think he got in the first game. I think he got 2 assists. I'm not sure. He definitely got 1 assist. He got an assist basically. He should have scored 2 goals, but he definitely had 2 very good chances to get a goal. I thought he should have scored, but it just went over the bar. I might have just clipped the bar. And then the second game was Ronaldo. Bruno and Ronaldo just destroyed that game. They completely controlled it. Absolute masterclass from Bruno and Cristiano Ronaldo, ex-United player, legend, best, my goat. He's ridiculous. 101 goals for his country. And then Bruno also, after his first game, I must just say a quick congrats to him, as he is he's a father anyways, but he's basically got a second child. I think it's a boy. I don't know. I can't remember his name, but all the best to Bruno. He's a fantastic dad. Can you imagine Bruno Fernandes as your dad? That would be crazy. But yeah, so congrats to him and his wife. And, I'm sure wish him all the best. And I'm sure he'll be looking to impress us for his baby boy, his family and everything, especially on the field. But yeah, Clay, Bruno Fernandes, his performance in the international break, to me, it just looked like he picked up from where he left off. Do you think he's going to do that in the league again?
Definitely. I think this United squad's only going to get better. I think all of the players are going to come back stronger, especially our key men like Martial and Bruno. I do think they're going to just blow us away next season. I do think they're just going to have a fantastic season. As long as fitness levels are managed, I think they'll both be fantastic. And just Bruno will show more form that he showed as soon as he got here. Oh, and it's going to be magical to watch the two again.
Yeah, no, I can't wait. Like I said, I'm very excited. The league is going to be back. But I really want United back, obviously. It's never the same until that team behind me is playing. Because, actually sometimes, let me take that back. Sometimes I wish they didn't play because they ruined my week. But anyways, I digress. The final player, well, actually not the final player. It technically is, but it's not. Donny van der Beek, Man United new signing. The first game, he didn't play much. He came on for like 18 minutes. And then the second game, he started and he played the whole game. Now, from what I've seen from Donny van der Beek, obviously, he didn't get anything like a goal or an assist. But from what I've seen of him, the little that I've seen from him from this international break, there is certain things I can guarantee personally. But this is what I can guarantee. He is very tenacious. He's an engine. He's very tenacious. He never stops running. His passing is very good. His vision is very good. His technical ability looks good. The only thing I'm worried about is that, people say it's like a box to box. He could be a holding. But when I watch Donny van der Beek, the amount of times that man is in the box is a bit too much for my liking. He looks like he's a second striker. He looks like he's a winger sometimes. So I don't know. It could be down to tactics from the Netherlands and stuff. But from what I've seen, and he said it himself, actually. He said it himself in the interview. He likes to be a midfielder in the box, which is something very unique. Midfielders don't really go into the box. But what Doni lives in the box. That's what it looks like. He looks like he literally lives in the box. Like I said, I've seen him put in amazing tackles. I've seen him play deeper, but those last few games, he was very high up the field. And, I think if he plays like that at United, I don't know if he can fit into it. I don't know how to work around, because personally, I don't like it. I don't like it. And obviously, if he starts scoring goals in the box, he starts doing a madness in the box. I can change the opinion, but from now, it just looks like something. Personally, don't hate me on it. Personally, that I don't like. But Clay, what do you have to say about that? Because like I said, what are your thoughts of Doni like living in the box?
So I don't think my views have changed that much about him. I think I still stand by what I thought before. and it seems to have proven true with your observations for us. I do think Donny van de Beek's going to be, at the end of the day, a rotation player. And right now, I just kind of had a weird thought that maybe Pogba and Bruno could play a slightly more holding role, and then Van de Beek going up a lot more. But I just feel like that's going to be a waste of Bruno a lot
Bruno
more.
and Pogba, yeah. I think it's a waste of Bruno and Pogba.
Like Pogba can do all right in a more holding role, but he is better just having that free role with someone holding behind him. That's what he is at the end of it. He's the playmaker. He's not the defender at the end of it. So we needed, if he's going to be starting, he needs to learn from Matic, and he needs to sit back and he needs to just chill and hold, which I don't think is like he's going to be doing anytime soon. So unfortunately, I do think he is going to be a squad player rotation for Pogba or Bruno, depending on the day. And I think that's going to be about it for him. So for now, I think that's just where his United's career is going to be at.
No, yeah, I agree. I'm interested to see what he does for United. Obviously, this international break, don't take anything like too crazy. Don't think just because I said Tony bagged a goal and 2 assists that he's going to do a madness now. All of a sudden, yeah, but with Donny van de Beek, like I said. Yeah, but like just on Donny van de Beek, I lost my train of thought now. Oh yeah, I was going to say it's interesting to see what he'll do at United. Whether or not he will continue to be so much in the box as a midfielder, or will he actually drop further back and be more of a traditional midfielder, if you were to say. But then, that's all I have to say on Donny van de Beek. Wasn't the best international performances I've seen. But moving onto a player who should be a United player. Touchwood, hope that he will be here very soon. I don't know how much longer. We'll give you a little bit of an update now as well. But Jadon Sancho, right? Let me give you an update right now. Jadon Sancho, this is the update. Fabrizio Romano basically started a podcast, Patreon podcast, basically where he gives like his other insights he doesn't really usually tweet about. Just basically more detail on certain news and certain stuff and just how the transfer market is. And he basically said that, listen, he re-emphasized agent fees are not the issue. Personal terms are agreed. And supposedly an unofficial initial bid went in of 90 million, and that he's expecting for a bigger official bid to be put forward by Manchester United very soon. And this has been coming around a lot. Lots of people on Twitter, everyone, lots of journalists are starting to say that a bid should be coming in soon, and many are saying that we could get a big Jadon Sancho update this weekend. Cross fingers. Like when I talk big, I'm not saying he's going to hold out the shirt. He's not going to just all of a sudden see Jadon Sancho number 7 official Manchester United. No, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is we could see something like the Donny van de Beek thing on the weekend, where people like Fabrizio are saying, listen, Birdwin put in, let's see if the terms are agreed. Or journalists basically say, we could even get the Fabrizio, here we go. For me, that's when it's done. When Fabrizio tweets, here we go, it's done. Until obviously some people want to wait till you're holding up the shirt, but I have full faith in Fabrizio Romano. So be on the lookout. Hopefully, cross the fingers that we get a here we go this weekend somehow, some way from Fabrizio that Jadon Sancho comes. But it's United. Heck, the deal could still fall through. But I hope for the sake of our fans, the sake of our fan sanity, that it comes through. And I'd say as a percentage of how much I'm confident, I'm 50-50. I'm 50-50. I know lots of you will be higher, but that's just how I feel. I feel like this deal can either go swing one way completely, all of a sudden it's out, or one other way. Dortmund are like, no, that's ridiculous. United do something stupid, like just put 90 million, try to get him on the cheap, and then it's done. So it's 50-50 for me, but we'll just have to see how it goes. Jadon Sancho, an international break, because that's what we were talking about. He was very creative. He looked like England's most creative playmaker from the wing. I thought he was better than Sterling. I thought that he wasn't the full Jadon Sancho that we know and we've seen at Dortmund though, and in the past. I feel like he does have Manchester United on his mind, and I think those performances really reflected. I think there's a lot more from Jadon Sancho. So it was an average performance from Jadon Sancho, from me personally, from what I've seen in the international break. But as soon as he's a United player, and I expect him to be lighting it up very soon. I'll give him time, obviously, because I don't think any player is going to hit the ground running like Bruno did, but we'll give him time, and I think Jadon Sancho will prove a lot of people and fans to be right of what they think about him, So yeah, so what are your thoughts on the whole Jadon Sancho situation?
Everything's just a mess with United and transfers. It's hard to tell with anything. It's just basically have faith, see if something happens.
Yeah.
It's just the transfer side with Sancho at this point. Like nothing concrete has been. Sancho is coming, and as soon as that "Here We Go" comes out, I will gladly celebrate with you, and we can look forward to the greatness Sancho could bring us over the season. Hopefully.
Yeah. No, yeah, I'm sure, you know, as soon as Fabrizio tweets a Sancho, you will go to United, internet's gonna break. The internet's gonna break. I'm just saying now, it'll be United's definitely biggest signing ever since Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba was our biggest signing. To me, Paul Pogba is still the biggest signing. Even you can bring anyone in, bar Ronaldo, you know. Pogba for me was the best signing, and yeah, I stand by it. But yeah, Jadon Sancho is definitely gonna buzz a lot of excitement. Gain a lot of excitement and interest because obviously it's Jadon Sancho, it's Manchester United, biggest club in the world, one of the biggest young talents in the world. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see that. Another player we've actually been linked to was Sergio Reguilon. Now, personally, I don't know much about Reguilon. I know lots of people on Twitter love Reguilon. I've tried reading up on him. He's definitely a good left back. He's pretty young. I think he's 23. But the problem is with Real Madrid. I think I seen something on Twitter yesterday saying that he's offered for around 18 mil, and I think 18 mil is you can get him. That's no reason not to get him because that's ridiculously cheap for a player like Reguilon. But I think the problem is Sancho is the priority. I think they want the Sancho deal to get over the line or just bust before anything happens, and it might be too late by the time that Sancho deal is over for us to get Reguilon. But what I will say is we somehow got Reguilon. Very good signing. Good left back. Would I put him over Shaw? Nope. Nope. I wouldn't. I really don't understand the hate that Shaw gets. I really don't. I've seen him. All the guys who say he's not great going forward. Maybe go watch them few games and see how many good balls Shaw has actually put into the box, and no one's there to finish it. You know, you should have had quite a few assists last season. Defensively, Luke Shaw is great. The one thing that is horrible about Luke Shaw is that injury record. Like we said, we only played 50% of the Premier League minutes that were available to him last season, and that's the issue. And I'm not saying Reguilon can't be our first team left back. He definitely can. He definitely does have the potential. But I was saying if I were to buy Reguilon tomorrow, first game's coming up, would I start him over Luke Shaw? I wouldn't. I would give Reguilon his chance, and when he takes it, then we could argue that. And we have seen when Luke Shaw does have competition at left back, how good Luke Shaw does turn up his game. You know. So yeah, that's just my opinion. Clayton, what do you think on Reguilon?
Oh, I think it's always just an interesting situation, transfers once again. But I would like him at United at the end of the day. I would like a fullback that's able to play almost every game full throughout. I would also like some more rotation at that left back because Brandon Williams is starting to fall off a little bit, but he's young. It's expected he's going to go through dips in his career. He's barely started. So I do think a more established player to back up Shaw more than anything else. But if we're spending the money, it's got to be for a replacement. And I haven't seen enough of him to know whether he will be good enough to replace Shaw. But Shaw is a really good player for us. He's something that was missing for us at the end of the season for sure when he was out.
For
and,
sure.
but,
Okay.
But I do think we should be looking for a replacement for him, and maybe we should even consider bringing him back to a centre back type of position, so we can play them both.
You know, I feel. No, yeah, I know, I get you, but I feel like it's more like a fan theory and a fan tactic, you know, more than like in reality. Do you ever see Oli playing Luke Shaw at left centre back? I don't see it. I feel like I said, it's more of a fan driven theory than it is a real life situation.
At the end of the day, that's what it is. But there's always the potential in that. If Shaw's okay, let's hope Shaw actually plays a lot more than 50% of the minutes available to him next season. As long as that
at least
happens,
70%. At least 70%.
You'd be over half. Like that's ridiculous.
Ridiculous. No. It's bad. No, yeah, that is bad. And like I said, I didn't think it was that bad until I seen this stat come up. I thought, like I said, I always thought it felt like a little bit more. But yeah, 50%. Like I said, that needs to change. I don't know how he's going to change it. He needs to look after himself a little bit more, maybe. And maybe at the end of the day, you just get those injury-prone players. But yeah, we'll have to just see what happens with that over the season. And speaking of the season, Clay, this is up. Brings me to my final point of the show, or one of the final points of the show. Basically, just quick. I just want quick fire answers. I'll take down the notes. But basically, I'm going to read you out our first 1, 2, 3, 4. Our first 5 Premier League fixtures. And quick, I'll just give you. Yeah, I just want you to give me W or an L. Quick W or L, whether or not to win, or even a draw. A draw. Yeah, I'll take a draw. Even right. I'll take a draw. I'll write it down. Yeah. Do you want to know if you're at home, or do you think it makes no difference?
Slight difference. So probably best to just mention the home fixtures.
Okay. Well, first game was obviously United Palace at home.
Should be a W.
Okay. And then at home. I don't know. Okay. Wait. That one. Is that one? Yeah. Okay. Then Brighton away.
Should still be a W.
This one is a bit of a trick. Spurs at home.
Yeah, that is a tricky one, but I think we'll get the one up over Mourinho at the end of the day. So I'll say another W.
Okay. Newcastle away.
That one's a tricky one, isn't
Long stuff, brothers. Long stuff, brothers. Come to. I swear to God, I can't do another match reaction where I'm there with the long stuff. Dumb and dumb, and I can't.
Well, I can't even do it. I haven't done one yet. I still don't want to do it.
Yeah, you'll be there, bro. You trust.
I have a weird feeling about this game. I'm gonna say a draw. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. Now this game, personally, this is the game I'm looking forward to the most this season. Everyone knows, for me, the best game in the world is Liverpool versus Manchester United, right? For me, that's the best game in the world. I think the rivalry is ridiculous. I'm very gassed to play Leeds for the first time because that looks very exciting. I'll speak more when we play Leeds, and I'll give you backstories about why there is a rivalry. But obviously, Leeds is a big one as well. But this one, yeah, I am looking very forward to, and that's Manchester United at home to Chelsea.
I think first all there.
First up.
I think that's going to be the owl.
So you don't see United somehow pulling an Ollie special and Ollie doing these tricks at the top 6 clubs.
I just think Chelsea's going to start, the players are going to start gelling a lot better at that point in the season. I think that's early enough to where they're going to start performing really well together, and I think we're going to get Chelsea just before they peak at this point. So I think it could be a very tough game. If we're on our A game, then we can always upset. But I think that's a big if.
Yeah, I'm just checking here. So basically, we'll get 10 out of 15 points at the start of the league. Oof, we need a result in that. If we were to lose against Chelsea, I think the result we have to pull out from what you said was a win to Newcastle. Funny enough, if I would change it, actually, no, I'm not saying that because United will find a way to beat Tottenham and then draw to Newcastle, like you said. But if it was me, I would probably say United to beat at this moment. If I had to predict United to beat Newcastle, then maybe draw to Spurs because you know how Spurs can be, and how Mourinho could be this season. Yeah.
United.
Yeah. Yeah, and what I would say.
I think we're going to get a draw against Newcastle. I don't know why.
I really hope you are wrong. I'll be honest. I really hope you are wrong. But we'll just have to wait. Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. Maybe by the time we do that preview, United are banging everyone 3-0, and we're like, we've got nothing to worry about.
Go.
Yeah, just do your thing. Just do your thing. But what I'll say, there's 15 points available in those first 5 games. 15 points. 3, 6, 15 points. What would you say is enough for that? Like, what do you think is the minimum points you should get? Because from what you said, we got 10 out of 15. Do you think that's enough? I think we need one more win there. I think we need 12 out of 15. I can take one L from those first 5.
Just 1-1, no draw here.
Yeah, 1-0, no draw.
Well, it depends what our expectations are for the season at the end of the day. If we're going for a title challenge, we definitely need minimal anything in our way. We need to get as close to 15 as possible. If we're challenging just for Champions League at the end of the day, which is probably our goal, I think 12 to 10 points is probably fair.
Champions League comfortably, so yeah.
Yeah, I think that's where we should be aiming. We have a little bit more complacency, but I don't know what Ollie's trying to get out of the guys. Because if he is going for a league push, we're going to need to seriously amp it up at the end of the day. And I don't think 12 points would be enough if we are going that far. But I think close to our 12-10 is where our mind should be.
Yeah. You know, I'm looking at now. If we had, that Newcastle one really bugs me. Really bugs me. Oh, because I'm thinking if we get, like you said, but we convert one of those that one loss into a draw, would I really be complaining? It's all situational, you know. We're just gonna have to take it as it comes. But yeah, that could be another possibility. Let us know in the comments below what you think is the minimum points required from those 5 games at the start of the season. And yeah, just to finish off, Clay, obviously, oh my god, my nose is blocked. Our fantasy Premier League, my goodness, it's actually got a lot of players in it right now. But basically, we have a fantasy league. All the details will be in the description below. I just want to see if I need to shout out anyone, because last time I checked, there was quite a few people. There's quite a few more people. So yeah, just to finish off, everything will be in the link below. Code will be there. Join our fantasy league, compete against the likes of myself, Clayton, Moloto, Marcus, and see if you can beat us. See if you can win the league. It'll be very interesting to see everyone's teams, everyone's tactics. Obviously, Clayton here himself has got a big head. Thinks he's the best. He thinks he's greater than everyone. So please do humble him, like I say every episode. And yeah, oh my goodness. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. There are currently 16. I expect more to be very soon, because I know lots of people have messaged me saying that they will be there. They're just waiting for basically deadline day, you know, just to get their teams organized. So I expect I expect a few more tonight, because it's Friday in the evening and the league starts tomorrow. But anyone new, okay, shout out to SK, shout out to Milan, shout out to Dylan, shout out to Callum, shout out to Zaim, shout out to Dean, shout out to anyone else? Nope. Yeah, so shout out to those guys for joining the league. Do get involved, do play. It'll be lots of fun. We will discuss. We'll definitely be discussing slightly about the fantasy league weekend, how we had, and definitely as us presenters, how we had our performance on the weekend. And yeah, I'm very excited for this as well. You know, try keep at it. You know, hopefully this is more incentive for you guys to keep carry on doing your teams throughout the whole season, because I know lots of people get lazy, especially midway through the season. But yeah, let's see where we got with that. See, like I said, see if you guys can beat us, especially Clayton. Beat Clayton if you can. I'm gonna try. We'll definitely try. But yeah, other than that, do consider subscribing if you haven't already. Do smash a like on the video if you have enjoyed this time. Push notifications on to never miss out on future videos, and it does help the channel a lot. Comment down below your thoughts on anything, basically, thoughts on certain players' performances, thoughts on our hideous third kit. Actually, tell us if you like it. You know, maybe it's just, you know, we in the minority. I doubt it, but I feel like there's a minority that do like it. So let us know if you actually like it. Let us know where you feeling with the Sancho and Reguilon thing. Let us know also how many points you think out of possible 15 we will get in the opening 5 fixtures. And yeah, from me and Clayton, that's it for now. And we'll probably check you very soon on our first match reaction, match preview together. Peace.